I'm Achim Post, Secretary General of the Party of European Socialists, as well as Deputy Head of the group of Social Democrats in the Bundestag. I'd like to share a few thoughts on the current crisis and a progressive way forward. So the world is facing a crisis of massive proportion. It is astonishing to realize the extent to which this tiny, invisible coronavirus causes damages to our societies, our economies, and the pillars of the world order. But this is very important for us progressives. It is equally astonishing to which extent and how efficiently, all in all, our political systems in Europe are working to tackle this crisis. And therefore, I want to say one thing, which is, from my point of view, very clear. Neoliberal ideas are crumbling. A small and weak state, just-in-time production, and limitless outsourcing are all touching their limits. In this crisis, it is not the banks that are systemic, but the nurses, the care workers, the supermarket cashiers, and all the members of the massive underlying workforce that underpins the late capitalistic economies that we live in. Populists have their emperor has no closest moment, as they cannot tweet away a virus. Their fight against open borders is revealed as farce, now that we are all experiencing the negative impacts of closed borders and broken supply chains. And instead, it is time for us progressives to act to overcome this challenge, to fight and isolate the virus, to save and restart the economy, and to build a greener and fairer society and economy once the immediate dangers of corona have passed. A strong role of the state, strong social welfare systems, progressive investment policies, a common European recovery program. There clearly is new momentum for progressive policies. And I want to underline this. Of course, this all is not to say that there's any guarantee for us progressives to succeed. If we do not deliver, if we fail to find common solutions, there can easily be a backlash. Populist forces might regain strength. In order to succeed, it is my firm belief we have to act and to deliver progressive solutions, not only nationally, but on the European level and beyond. That is why I would like to conclude with some remarks on Europe, on the European Union. First, I am really hopeful that we can now overcome old positions and use the recovery program, Next Generation EU, to build a stronger and better union, a union that delivers on sustainable growth for everyone, on climate change, and on social justice. This program is surely not a conservative one. It is clearly marked by our progressive ideas and can be a milestone for a more progressive Europe. Second, in less than 2 weeks from now on, Germany will take over the presidency of the European Union. This is a huge responsibility, and we are tasked with building bridges between the member states. The stakes are high. Many of the topics that we will discuss will have long-term implications. The multi-annual framework, the recovery fund and the recovery program, common solutions to rule of law and migration. We will have to find an agreement about our future relationship with the UK, a very important point. In a volatile and changing world, Europe has to strengthen both its international bonds and cooperation, its economic and technological capacities, and its sovereignty abroad. And therefore, I will conclude with point number 3. It is true that there is no clear political majority in Europe, neither in the European Council nor in the European Parliament. However, it is equally true that there cannot be a majority against progressive forces in Europe as long as we stay united and work together. In other words, even if the political framework is complex, we have a realistic chance to bring about progress for Europe. But we also have to be outspoken and clear on our mission for a progressive Europe. Otherwise, it can well be that we have the ideas and do the work, but in the end, two conservative ladies, Ursula von der Leyen and Angela Merkel, will take the credit. And I guess that is not our aim and that is not our objective. So to sum it up, all this underlines the need for us progressives to stand together, develop common solutions, and build alliances for a strong and progressive Europe. Therefore, this year's Progressive Governance Digital Summit is an important forum to do so. I look forward to our discussions and the input for our work. Thank you. All the best for you. Bye-bye.